stories. The first one takes place in 1965, a time of civil unrest and racial strife in the South. 43 more miles to go to Montgomery, Alabama. As a white man, Michael Decker had seen the racial turbulence in the South. He had seen the convulsions of a Southern society looking for a synthesis of a new model of integrating the different racial elements. Michael Decker had left Nashville early that evening. It was a drizzle of a rain. But now, shortly before midnight, the rain was coming down in sheets, and it was pitch black. Oh, he thought, if I only had a cup of coffee. And then suddenly there appeared in the lights of his Chevy, appeared a dark shadow in motion. He didn't know what it was, but somebody was there, and there was a car, something black sitting next to it, but he was gone. He was driving too fast. But then his dull mind quickened, and he thought, if I don't help this person, if I don't check this out, who would? It's pitch black. It's a storm. It's raining cats and dogs. And he put his Chevy into reverse. He pushes back the car. He opens the car, and there is a lady dripping wet, shivering. And she says, "Sir, I need to go to Montgomery. Is there a way that you can possibly help me? I have car trouble." And he invites her in. She doesn't say much. She's cold. She's trembling. She looks worried. And then there's a sign, Montgomery. And they come to the special hospital there, and he wants to drop her off. And then she said, "Sir, I'm so deeply grateful for what you have done. Would you possibly be kind enough to give me your name and your address?" He obliges, and she exits, and she disappears in the blackness of the night. 2 days later, a large package arrives on the front door of Michael Decker. To his surprise, it's one of these brand new colored television sets, 1965. Attached is an envelope, and a note says, "Thank you ever so much for your kind deed in picking me up during that midnight storm. I got just in time to the bed of my dying husband. How can I ever thank you? Signed, Mrs. Nat King Cole." To live is to give. Vignette number 2, story number 2. Arkansas, where the summers are balmy and the distances are long. He sits on a public transportation bus, an elderly gentleman, probably in his late 70s. His suit needs to be ironed, needs some pressing. His tie, the colors just don't match with the rest of the outfit. But he has in his hand a beautiful bouquet of summer flowers, a gorgeous array of flowers, of colors. And across from him, a young lady, sophisticated, well-dressed, chic. She's in her early 30s. And she is taken by the flowers, by the colors of this bouquet of flowers, and he notices that. He notices that she is fixated looking at this beautiful bouquet of summer flowers. And then ultimately, the bus comes to a stop. And before the door can open, the elderly gentleman gets up. He approaches the young lady and makes a gentle bow. Bow? A gentle bow. And he says, I know you love these flowers. I want you to have those. And I know that my wife will understand. He exits the bus. The bus takes off, and the young woman looks through the window and she sees the old man opening the gate of a cemetery, and he disappears. To live is to give. Vignette number 3, Chicago. They met that night under a bright parking light in front of one of Chicago's skyscrapers. The asphalt is black, it's late, it's dark, but the light is shining on these two people. It's one of those random visits, random occurrences, or could it be more? They say hi to one another, a debonair younger man, middle-aged, and an older man with a full gray, silvery beard. He has just come from the penthouse suite where he works. A very sophisticated man, and you see him taking the keys of his Porsche Carrera, opening the door and driving off. And you see the older man with a full silvery beard just walking off. He has just come from a battered women's shelter. A week later, it's dark again. There's the black asphalt, and there's a skyscraper in Chicago, and there's the bright parking light, and the same two people meet. Just coincidence? And they see each other, and they're startled, and they say, now, didn't we meet here before? The younger man says. And the older man says, yeah, I think we did, didn't we? And then the younger man says to the older man, you know, my name is Og Mandino. Og Mandino! Og Mandino! The Og Mandino! I mean, the man who has written all the books, the 21 books on successful living. Well, yes, I am Og Mandino, but I really have only written 18 books. Are you working here? Yes, sir. I'm working on the top level here. I'm the president of Success Unlimited. I know! You have inspired me. I've read all of your books. I feel very honored, sir. And what is your name? Oh, I'm just Simon. Simon. Yeah, Simon. I love to read. I love your books. Simon, what do you do? Oh, I'm just a rag picker. A rag picker? No. A rag picker? No, sir. I'm not the usual rag picker. I don't pick up aluminum cans and glass bottles and copper wires. No, I pick up different kinds of valuables that have been discarded. They have been thrown upon the heap of human valuables. I'm that kind of a rag picker. I look for people who have given up on themselves. I'm looking for people that are discouraged. I'm looking for people that have given up all hope. I work with people at the battered women's shelter. I meet people where they are in the street and in shopping centers. I'm a rag picker. Well, then we are in the same ministry, because I'm trying to reach people through my business of producing books and tapes and so on. And you're doing it. Simon, can we meet sometime again? I need to learn from you. And Simon says, may I invite you to my humble studio apartment? And he gives the directions, and they make an appointment. And then Augmandino takes his key to his Porsche Carrera and drives off. And Simon, the elderly gentleman with a full beard, he walks in the direction of his home. 2 some weeks later they meet. They meet at Simon's studio apartment. The Porsche drives up, and Augmandino steps out, and he sees this humble abode. And Simon is there, and he said, "Sir, it's just a humble hut." And Augmandino says, "Yes, but where there's love, it's a palace of glory." And so they get into the little apartment there, and Augmandino is totally shocked. He sees books everywhere. But Simon, this is like a library. He said, "Yes, sir. These are all my friends. There's Socrates and Plato and Seneca. And there are the books of Job and Daniel and the books about the master teacher Jesus. And here are the books, your 18 books that you have written. And please, sir, look, they're all underlined. You have, the greatest miracle in the world. I love that book. The greatest salesman in the world. I love that book. I love all of your books. Look, they're all underlined. You've influenced my life." When the evening comes to an end, they both agree. Your life is exactly going to be the same that is today in 5 years, if it wasn't for the people you meet and the books you read. And then Augmandino says, but it all has to do whether we're willing to give or to take. To live is to give, and to give is to live. I want to congratulate you for joining the Chip family. We're very, very proud of you. Your best days are ahead now. Stay close to the alumni. You need the support. You've been pumped up every night here, coming here, right? You have had this special support at your table. You even learned to speak with a German accent, even though some of you have to make more progress there. But you have learned that life is good. And life is worth living. And the best life is a life when you begin to realize that nothing matters more than to build relationships. And that's what Chip is about here in Paradise. This is what Fred has modeled for you with his team here. Nothing matters more than people, because to give is to live. God bless you.